Hi, my name is Savanna, and I'm a public health major here at NAU. I know I'm not an education major, but I still will be educating people in the future about mental health and the importance of nipping problems in the bud before they become a bigger issue. I know that mental health is important because study after study, the people who are more likely to have mental health disorders later in life are those who haven't learned how to cope early on in life, or have suffered for their own abuse during childhood. It is really cold outside right now, but that's okay. It's quiet, so it's not a problem we can just fix overnight, but it is something we can work towards in the future. My father's a dentist, and he was doing some dental work in the juvenile prison in Tucson, Arizona, and he worked with a kid who had a broken hand. And he asked the kid, "So what did you do to your hand?" He had a cast on his hand. He said, "So what happened to your hand?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I punched a wall." And my dad said, "Well, that was kind of dumb of you. Why'd you do that?" And he said, "Because this hurts worse than this." And every time I hear that, it gives me goosebumps. But even my dad said that it hit him really hard right then, and kind of was life-changing, and kind of changed his outlook on mental health and drug abuse and why people do what they do. It helped him realize that mental health isn't something you can just ignore. The average person doesn't just go around, punching walls, and so it's hard for people who don't have the same issues to understand why. It made me think of drug users as well, and understand why they do what they do. Like growing up, and even still a little bit now, I just don't really understand, and I can't imagine why people would put such an addicting and potent drug into their body, such as heroin or meth. And but hearing that story, even just a recount, still gives me goosebumps and helps me to realize that it's not just for fun. Always, sometimes it is, whatever. But it takes away from the pain of life, and everybody has to endure these things that go on in life. But everybody has different experiences, and not everybody is abused, and not everybody is was molested when they were a kid, or beaten, or any others, or verbally abused, which is just as detrimental as the other types of abuse. But this recount of the kid in the prison just helps to understand a tiny bit more, because I haven't gone through that, and the average person hasn't really gone through all of that, and that's why I'm studying public health and psychology, and it's a huge part of who I am, because I believe that mental health is a human right, and I believe education can keep people away from making choices like drug abuse and using unhealthy coping mechanisms such as domestic abuse or reverting to a life of violence. Thank you.